My wife was rude to my ex-wife. There are moments in life where something seemingly small, a knock on the door, a child's request, a visit that lasts all of 5 minutes, can unravel more than you thought was at stake. Last night was one of those moments. We live in a quiet apartment complex. Nothing fancy, just a decent two-bedroom on the 6th floor. It's me, my wife Lena, and my 12-year-old son, Max, from my previous marriage. Co-parenting with my ex-wife Nicole has always been a balancing act. Not because we fight, far from it, but because Lena's feelings about Nicole, although rarely spoken outright, are complicated. Usually, Nicole doesn't come up to the apartment when she picks up Max. It's been our routine since Lena moved in. Nicole parks downstairs, calls Max, and he heads down to meet her. It's a silent agreement that keeps the air clean. Lena prefers it that way, and honestly, it's worked for everyone. But yesterday was different. We were hosting a casual dinner at our place. Nothing formal, just some pasta, wine, and good company. A few friends of mine from work came over, along with Lena's sister, Tara, and her husband, Greg. The mood was light. Max was in his room, probably playing Minecraft or texting his friends, and the apartment was warm with laughter, garlic bread, and that easy sort of conversation that floats effortlessly when everyone's full and relaxed. Then my phone buzzed. It was Max. "Hey, Dad, Mom's downstairs. She asked if she could come up real quick. One of the little ones has to pee." Nicole has two younger kids with her current husband, both toddlers. The younger one's barely out of diapers, and when nature calls, there's not a lot of warning. I glanced toward the table where Lena was deep in conversation with her sister and decided it wasn't worth disturbing her. It would just be a quick trip to the bathroom. What harm could that cause? I texted back, "Yeah, of course. Tell her to come up." A few minutes later, there was a soft knock on the door. I opened it, and there was Nicole, looking a little flustered but grateful. She whispered an apology, something about knowing we had guests, as she gently ushered in her two little ones, her youngest squirming in that unmistakable toddler dance of desperation. I waved it off. "It's fine. Bathroom's right there?" She gave a grateful nod and led the child in. The other toddler clung to her leg while Max offered them some crackers from the pantry. It was all very brief, not even 10 minutes. The kids used the bathroom, munched on their snacks, and were back in their coats before we knew it. On her way out, a couple of my friends, Jordan and Dave, recognized her. Nicole's not a stranger to them. They've met her a handful of times at past barbecues or birthday parties when Max was younger. So naturally, they stopped her for a quick chat. Nothing deep, just catching up. A couple of jokes. Nicole laughed, clearly trying not to linger. She was polite, friendly even. Then she left. It should have ended there, but it didn't. As the evening wore on and the guests trickled out, the mood in the apartment shifted. I could feel it before anyone said a word, like walking into a room after someone's had a fight. The tension was subtle at first. Lena was quieter. Her sister, Tara, looked at me with that expression of smug concern that's never just about caring. It's about being right. I started clearing dishes while Max headed to his room. That's when Tara broke the silence. "I'm sorry, but that was incredibly rude." I turned, dish in hand. "What was? She just walked in like she owned the place. You had guests, dinner on the table, and she just barges in." She didn't barge in. Her kid needed the bathroom. It was urgent. Tara raised a perfectly manicured eyebrow. Still, boundaries exist for a reason. Lena was unusually quiet, just sipping her wine. I could tell she wanted to say something, and I wished she would, instead of letting her sister play mouthpiece. Jordan, one of my friends still lingering near the door, laughed lightly. "Come on, Tara. Kid had to pee? What was she supposed to do? Hand him a Gatorade bottle?" Tara scoffed. "I'm just saying, it's not appropriate. And chatting up your friends on the way out? She acted like it was her house." Nicole's visit was brief, but apparently it had left a bigger impression than I thought. After the last guest left and we were alone in the kitchen, Lena finally said it. "You should have asked me." I looked up from the sink. "Asked you what?" "If it was okay for her to come up." I dried my hands slowly, trying to stay calm. "It was a bathroom emergency, Lena. One of the kids was about to have an accident. I didn't think it required a family vote. That's not the point. It's our home. You made a decision without including me." I exhaled. "I didn't mean to exclude you. I just didn't think it would be a big deal." It was 10 minutes, and the kids are, what, 3 and 5? She crossed her arms. You don't see it, do you? See what? How she uses any excuse to insert herself into your life, into our life. I blinked. Lena, it was a bathroom visit, not a reunion. She didn't even know we had people over. She knows where you live. She could have driven to the gas station or held it. She had 2 toddlers in the car. One of them needed to pee. That's not scheming. That's parenting. Lena stared at me like I'd said something unforgivable. You always defend her. No, I don't. I just refuse to vilify her for something innocent. She talked to your friends, laughed with them. That's not innocent. I stared at her. You're mad because she was polite? I'm mad because she's in your life too much. You've divorced her, but somehow she still gets to waltz in and out, and I'm just supposed to smile and accept it. This wasn't about yesterday. This was about everything. The unspoken resentment, the quiet glares when Nicole's name came up, the edge in Lena's voice when Max talked about something fun he did with his mom and stepdad. I'm co-parenting with her, I said evenly. That's not going to change. We have a child together. She'll always be part of Max's life. And sometimes that means she'll be near ours too. Lena didn't respond right away. Her eyes dropped to the counter, then back to me. I don't want her here, she finally said. Not again. I paused. That line was a cliff. One step and something would fall. She's not trying to be part of this house, I said slowly. She was just helping her kid. She had options. Maybe, but in that moment, the best option was the clean bathroom upstairs where her child could feel safe. Then next time, she can call me. I couldn't help it. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was absurd. You want her to call you for bathroom permission? Lena's face flushed. You're mocking me. I'm trying to show you how unreasonable this is. She didn't say anything, just turned and began picking up the empty wine glasses, clinking them with a little too much force. And just like that, the air was heavy again. That night, after the dishes were done and the silence between us had stretched long and cold, I sat alone in the living room and stared out the window at the city lights. My thoughts were scattered, but one thing was clear. The problem wasn't Nicole's brief visit. It was the fear underneath it, the fear of losing space, of being overshadowed, of ghosts from a previous life walking uninvited into the one we were building now. I understood Lena's discomfort. Jealousy isn't always rational, and blending families is never easy, but understanding it didn't mean I could cater to it at the expense of common sense or kindness. Nicole had done nothing wrong. She had knocked. She had apologized. She had left quickly. If anything, she had been careful. What had upset Lena wasn't Nicole's actions. It was Nicole's presence. The fact that, for a moment, the world didn't revolve solely around our carefully constructed new normal. And the truth was, that normal would always have cracks. Because Max's world was bigger than just this apartment. And honestly, so was mine. Tomorrow, I'd talk to Lena again. We'd need to find better footing. But one thing was certain. Respect for our home goes both ways. And so does respect for the people who have shaped us, even if they're no longer here full-time. Nicole had once been my wife. Now she was just Max's mom. And for 10 minutes last night, she was a parent doing the best she could. And that, no matter how uncomfortable, deserved a little grace.